Kia ora everybody, my name is Zach here, the Green Baron, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you all had a great Christmas or holiday period-ish sort of time, had some fun with the family, a few, family event walks, and had a great New Year's as well. But yeah, I'm back. I took a little bit of time off unexpectedly after doing the live stream, just because I wanted to spend a little bit more time relaxing. It is sort of my holidays at the moment anyways from uni, so got to take a little bit of time to relax, but got some cool new content coming up. I've got like 3 videos planned over the next couple weeks to release, and yeah, not a whole lot other than that, just besides videos and me looking into a few other sources of things to create content for you guys. But anyways, today's video, as you probably have seen by the title, is on ways to make your smoking healthier. Now, over my last couple of videos I did talk about smoking versus vaping as a option, and why I think smoking still has a place in the medical side of everything with cannabis. And I think that is an important aspect, but it is still a unhealthier way of consuming your cannabis in comparison to things like vaping. But yeah, this is a sort of a quick sort of guide. We're going to start at smoking joints with like cigarette papers as well, and move way slowly onto as healthy as you can pretty much get with consuming cannabis and still getting like THC effects as well. As CBD, you sort of only sort of consume it via oil, which is already at its healthiest sort of form for consumption other than putting it into things. But yeah, by the way, this video is not by any means super scientific. A lot of the first sort of chunk of it is sort of me, creating like what I think and why I think this, and why I think certain things are healthier. But we are going to start out like joints with cigarette papers, and the first sort of way to swap to make that healthier, the first step, the cheapest way to do that is to switch to something like raw or elements papers. I have at the moment a pack of elements. I usually roll with raw blacks when I do smoke joints, but at the moment elements is what I've got, which they're quite nice. You can buy them in like a little bundle with filters and everything. Most people who smoke cannabis in the modern age already know, like most of us in this sort of community already know to use elements or raw, or already are using elements or raw. If you still like that white sort of paper look to it over that like browny color that raw has, like raw classic has slightly darker brown, and then as you get along it gets like thinner and clearer and stuff. But if you still like that whiter sort of color to the paper, go with elements. They're rice instead of whatever it is that raw is. It's like hemp or something. But yeah, that's the first like main big step, as you're reducing all those extra additives that companies put into cigarette papers, like chalk and things. Like if you burn a elements paper or a raw paper, it'll completely disappear on its own. Whereas if you burn a cigarette paper, it'll leave ash behind, which is sort of not what you want. That's chalk, and then a few of those other additives are going in smoke and then into your body. So reducing harm in that sort of sense. If you want to learn more about that, sort of watch some videos by Josh Kisselman, the creator of Elements and Raw. He is a very, very smart man, and when it comes to rolling papers, he is probably the world's expert on rolling papers. I don't know why we need one, but he definitely is. He is an awesome person to watch. He is a super interesting person. It's one of those things where you don't really expect someone to hyper obsess over this tiny little thing outside of like a scientific purpose, and that's with being rolling papers. But he's almost like a historian as well. He's really big into that whole thing. Anyways, the next point from there, in my opinion, is probably switching to pipes. Pipes specifically with longer stems, and then we'll go to the next part, which is, you probably already know what the next part is, but the pipes with longer stems, similar to something a bit like this. This is a new one I've got. As of current, it doesn't really work. It's a display piece one I got from, I ordered it from Ukraine actually. I was surprised it even came into the country. It's a display piece one, but I'm going to modify it. But having a pipe with a nice long stem is really, really good, as it cools the smoke down more before it gets to your throat. It's less harsh, it leaves you with that less of a burning sensation and that irritated throat sensation that a lot of people hate when it comes to smoking. It is, I don't know if it's actually healthier, but it's more comfortable, it's better for you, in my eyes at least. It could be healthier. I don't know if anyone knows that it's healthier, let me know. The next sort of iteration from there is to switch over to something like a bong. A bong off, or a bubbler at least. Something with that little bit of water filtration, which will cool down the smoke. Similar to how a longer stem pipe does, but it cools it down more with water. Water being colder. Put cold water in bongs, by the way. It's better for your throat. You're not going to get irritated as much. Similar to the same effect that pipes have coming from joints. And you will notice a change switching from like a pipe to a bong. Or a bubbler, at least a bubbler. A bubbler, if you don't know, is a small little bongs type. It's a bong cross between the pipe. You can get like a hammer bubbler. And yeah, they're just a great option as well if you're wanting that sort of like pipey feeling and don't want to have a bong. But the next sort of part from there, from bongs, is switching to, well, this is a bit of a hint for one of my upcoming videos, but using a chill bong or an ice bong, ice in the bong. Does a similar effect, cools the smoke down even more, and it acts as something called a percolator. Having a percolator in the bong is also really important. It has that double filtration additive. It will filter out a little bit of the unwanted stuff in the smoke, making the smoke a little bit cleaner, but it's not a huge effect on it, from what I know at least in terms of a scientific aspect. But it does give us that peace of mind that stuff is coming out into the water and you aren't also getting ash. But having that double percolator is a great option as well. But having ice in a similar effect cools the smoke down. Cooling that smoke down just makes your the smoke more comfortable. The next thing from there is pretty much a very, very cheap option as well, and this option can go through for pipes and bongs and joints. It's adding the use of hemp wicks. Hemp wick, sorry. If you don't know what hemp wick is, it's pretty much just a big piece of hemp string with a little bit of like waxy coating on the outside of it. You light it, it makes your cannabis taste better, but it's also taking away that butane into your mouth. So if you smoke joints and you've ever had a trouble on like a windy night to light your joint, you'll have that like gassy sort of taste, which is the butane going up through the joint. Using hemp wick, you won't have it. However, on windy nights, it's not very good. And next thing from there, I would say, is switching to vaping. From bongs to vaping is a big step. From smoking itself to vaping is a huge step, and something that the government does for medical cannabis recommend heavily is that switching from smoking to vaping, just because you're not then combusting, you're only heating, and it's nicer, it's healthier. This one is actually scientifically proven healthier. It's not just me saying I think it's healthier. No, this is actually healthier. And it's a great option. However, for a lot of people, vaping isn't sort of something they want, as it does sort of limit the full roundedness of the high. If you want to learn more about my opinions on that, check out my last two videos, the vaping video and the smoking video, and the comparison, and how it fits into modern medical cannabis. But that is the ideal. For instance, I do use two types of vapes that I have right next to me. My Dynavap. I know everyone loves their Dynavaps. I like them occasionally. Again, as I always say, it's like a little I don't know, that souvenir. No, what is it called? New thing, you know? I can't remember what the word is off the top of my head. It's like on the tip of your tongue, you know? You got both as a option, and this is using a lighter. This isn't battery powered, non-battery powered. Yeah, both of them do the same thing, but invest in something cheap if you're looking to just make it yourself a little bit healthier. You can still smoke with vaping. That is still slightly better. You are reducing how much you are smoking if you are switching every like second time or every third time or whatever to using a vape. You're still having an overall health effect. Sorry about the cut there. I've explained many times why I have to do the cuts, but yeah, still trying to make my setup better. Finally, with everything is edibles. Edibles are the probably safest way to consume cannabis as of now. I know it is a different sort of high that you get from edibles over things like smoking and vaping, but in terms of actually just consuming the cannabis, edibles are the safest method. You're not smoking, you're not inhaling anything, you're just eating something. It's just being processed by your liver. It's similar to like a little bit of drinking, because processing through your liver, that whole thing. But yeah, edibles are the safest way. They are an okay thing by the New Zealand government, and seeing that a lot of our cannabis flower that we do have available now in the legal market is more approved for use as tea, and using it as tea is still creating edible. You're still getting that same effect. So trickling down from that, regular edibles are therefore most likely legal and accepted, and a great option as well if you're looking for something that you can do. You do need to set out a little bit of time for edibles though, like a few hours. It does last a while, especially if you're going to bed on edibles, but they're a strong, nice body effect. Do have a bit more of a psychoactive effect, I guess. More trippy sort of effect, but that's just because you're creating a different chemical in your body and everything through the liver and yada yada yada. Anyways, the edibles, yeah, just a thing. Next video, by the way, on edibles. Sneak previews, I don't know. And even though I said finally for that, but the main thing is with medical cannabis now is switching to a medical cannabis. If you are already self-medicating with cannabis, which I know a lot of people are, don't know how many people who watch my videos that are, but I know a lot of people are self-medicating. Switching and looking into medical cannabis is a great option as well. You're getting a nice quality product that you know is from a safe source. It is safer, it is healthier for you to use something like medical cannabis over straight cannabis, even if you are, yeah, it's just safer. But yeah, thank you all so much for stopping by and watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed. It was good. It was good. But that's pretty much all I've got for this sort of video. I don't know if you really enjoyed this sort of style of video with me starting at one point, getting to the final point, and then adding a little bit of bullshit at the end. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Please do like and subscribe. It does mean a lot. It helps me progress and make have the desire to another fucking word stuck on the tip of my tongue, man. Motivation, that's the one. The motivation to keep creating content for you guys and trying to find new and interesting content for you guys to produce for you. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next one. Laters.